Welcome back to the channel for another video. This will not be about my M5, but while it was in for service, I had a loaner car from the dealership, and they sent over a brand new, I think it's a 26, or maybe it's still 25, I don't know. It's the new 5 Series. I don't even know what that is. I know the new M5 is the G90, so whatever that is and not the M. I believe this is the 530, the 4-cylinder. But I just figured I would do a quick review since I had the car. It's crazy how much the technology changed from the F90, which I guess would have been like the G30. But yeah, so I just figured I'd do a quick review and just show you guys a few things about the car. This thing is really cool from a technology perspective. Obviously, it's not an M. I don't even think it's a 6 or an 8-cylinder. So it's certainly not as fast as my car, but the technology is really cool. So let me show you just a couple of things here real quick. So right away, we have the big, huge screen that goes all the way from the left side of the steering wheel over to the center console, and that is just all one screen where you've got the dash, and then you've got the nav and the multimedia. One of the first things that I noticed is there are like no buttons. I guess there's a couple of kind of digital buttons in the center here. For like how you control the airflow and then the hazard lights and that kind of stuff. But even like the HVAC, all the controls are on the actual digital screen itself, which is really slick, although it's also a little touchy in terms of actually controlling it or making adjustments. But even the steering wheel, like there's just not as many buttons or knobs. I guess that's kind of cool. Just more of a minimalist type design. You got the light controls over there. You do still have like the turn signals and the washer fluid or the windshield wiper controls. The steering wheel too is really cool. It's super bolstered, feels really sporty. It's got kind of the flat top, flat bottom, which I really like, and makes me kind of think I want to get a new steering wheel on my car. I love to drive with my knee just against the steering wheel to kind of hold it straight, and the flat bottom makes that a lot easier. It's got the Harman Kardon sound system. They got ambient lighting like pretty much everywhere, which is really cool. And then even like instead of the start stop button on the dash and all of that, everything is just down here where you select gears. You've got the typical iDrive controller for the knob, which BMW's had for like ever. But all of those things, and even a lot of that is not like a raised button. It's more of just like a digital button that you press. I guess it's a haptic button. So anyways, it's really cool. It's got some nice seats, which the car's only got like 3,000 miles. So it is a little dirty, which I thought was kind of funny that they sent the loaner over and it was a little dirty, but we won't give them too hard of a time about that. The door handles are pretty cool when you're getting in and out of the car. It's just like built right into the door. So it's just very seamless from that perspective. And it looks really slick too. Like a lot of people really kind of hated on the new design, that it was too boxy. And you know, like the new M5 is hybrid, which I know a lot of people don't care for. Personally, I love it, especially in the wagon. I would really love to get one of those one day. I have kids, so the wagon I think would be really nice. Oh, that's funny. I just went to go shift into reverse and there's no knob. You got to press the button. So anyways, yeah, like I know like a lot of people really don't care for the new body style and the hybrid on the M5. I haven't driven one, so I don't know but it's got the same V8 twin turbo, so I feel like the hybrid's just going to make it that much faster. The electric power, if you haven't driven an EV, it's a little weird to get used to, but it picks up really quick. It's very responsive, and so I definitely didn't hate that when I had the Tesla. It's just not the same. So that's one of the things I like about the new G90 M5 is that you get you still get the twin turbo V8, but you also get the electric power at the same time. So I think that's pretty cool. Let's take a little bit of a look around the car. So I just went ahead and completely turned it off so that we can see the startup screen. BMW logo, everything starting up. Not much of a startup graphic or anything like that. But on the screen itself, you have all sorts of controls. The new iDrive system is pretty slick. You can still swipe down from the top. You have some of your most common things that you would need over here. One notification, which is tire pressure. If you click it, it'll actually take you directly into the tire settings. So they had everything at 29. Probably weren't expecting the cold today. But anyways, there's all of that. And then on the screen itself, you have your map, and it's a really big map. And then you have like this floating widget over on the left, all sorts of different app type stuff, whether it's the radio or which device is connected. I didn't take the time to connect my phone. Hopefully I'm not going to have this car for very long. You have all your HVAC, you can hit that real quick and then get to heated seats, cooled seats, steering wheel, those types of things. You have your shortcut to your music menu. That actually looks a little bit more like it does on my car. Obviously it is just the new design. Back to the map, and man, the map is huge. I haven't used the GPS yet. I'm sure it does it. It throws the directions on the heads-up display as well, which is probably pretty slick. I like it on my car. If you hit the square, you go back to all of your apps. One of my kids tried to hit the YouTube app while we were driving and confirmed that they have that coded to not allow you to watch YouTube while you're driving. I wonder if Beamer Code can fix that. I don't know. A lot of different apps, keys, that kind of stuff. The live vehicle view. I think this actually has like they built in a selfie cam. I saw it up here at the top. I think this is it right here. That's pretty cool. I saw that in a commercial. I haven't actually played with it to try to use it or anything, but pretty slick that it's there. I don't know how that works over time, where camera technology just upgrades and it'll probably be mediocre from a quality perspective to begin with and then be really outdated a couple years later. But anyways, yeah, there's all the different apps and that kind of stuff, your shortcut to the phone. This is all digital down here as well. I think I already said that, but that's how you can kind of control how much it's coming out your vent. I did think this was pretty cool, where like this is blue right now. I think that means that it's kind of cooler air, and then if you turn up the heat, I think it'll turn red. I don't know, maybe not. I thought that's what was happening. And then another thing that I noticed about the AC, like the vents are here, but the controls for the vents are here. And it's just like this little knob that you press up and down, left and right, instead of there being like a slider on the AC vent. So I thought that was kind of cool. It took me a minute to figure it out. I always want the air blowing right at me. My wife always wants it blowing not at her, but near her. So that's kind of cool just to have that tucked away. And again, just gives it a very clean, minimalist look. When we come down here, you have your shifter, engine start, stop, auto hold, parking brake. You get your shortcuts for turning on the cameras, changing the modes. That was one of the things I thought was pretty cool too. When you go to change the modes, they've actually got like a whole bunch of pre-done modes. Whoa. There you go. So your personal mode, sport mode, efficient mode. So not only does it change all of your engine, suspension, control settings, it also changes the whole color theme on everything. So when we go into sport mode, it changes all of that. Then they also have it set, which I didn't set this, but you can adjust it. When I hit that sport mode button, it changed the bolstering on the seats, so they kind of hugged me a little bit for just a more smooth, or just like a tighter feel within the seats. You have your memory settings over here, the start or lock, unlock, and again, it's not a physical button, it's just a haptic button. You got your window controls, that all feels very similar to the F90. The trunk controls, and then we'll just go ahead and get out. There's the remote. Of course, the steering wheel comes right up out of your way. Everything's pretty smooth from that perspective. I dropped the key. And again, the car's dirty. It's snowing. Pretty slick though. Got all of the like aero damming, like that's all plastic, and then I think it opens up when you're driving, which is pretty cool. It's got the nice headlights, the new design. Not a big fan of the rims, but it's not an M, so that makes sense. And yeah, it is the 530, so it's the 4-cylinder, so it's pretty nice. I don't hate the champagne color. It's not what I would have chosen, but it's not the worst. Really cool too. Nice and roomy in the back seats. And then of course they have like the power to plug in an iPad or whatever. It's got the controls. And you have the big sunroof that covers the whole roof. And then if you look at it from the top, there's no physical sunroof, so you can't open it, but you still get the window, which I thought was pretty cool. And it automatically opened when I started the car, which was kind of nice too. And that's a pretty good overview. So hopefully I've only got it for a couple days and I'll be back in my car, but it's better than being stranded or having to take my wife's car for a couple days. So anyways, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share the video, drop a comment on what you think. I'm a big fan. I know a lot of people hate it, but I like it quite a bit. And I'm also looking forward to getting back into my car. Catch you guys on the next video.